Today I had to remember something. Only 8 years ago, I was 11 years old, which means I would have been in the fifth grade. I am currently 19 years old, and my income, the success and things I've achieved to this point, they're all something to be proud of. Because for most people that are 28 at 20 years old, they hadn't done anything close to the things that I've done at this point. And I'm not even going to say that I'm not trying to brag, because making that statement out loud is braggadocious. But I wanted to express that to y'all just so that y'all can be aware that if you're young, that a lot of time really hasn't passed. If you're under 30 and you start putting into perspective, like, 10 years ago, I was 10. I'm sorry, if you're like 20, you know what I'm saying? But for people who are like 40, 10 years ago, they were 30. The difference between 10 and 20 is like out of this world. You really didn't have a choice but to make certain decisions and certain mistakes, and your life really wasn't in your control for up until like a year ago. If you're like 20, maybe 2 years, 3 years, whatever. So to all the people around my age group, you just got in control of your life. Keep control of your life. Once you realize that you're at the point now you can do everything you always set your mind on, and nobody can actually do anything about it because you're outside of the age of like being influenced heavily or having your decisions made for you, you'll, begin to work towards the life you actually want for yourself. Even with the things that I was doing as a teenager, I still, had some type of like structure preventing me from doing things that I actually wanted to do. Now, granted, would I have probably made mistakes doing them? Of course, but I would have progressed further, doing it earlier. But God has a reason for everything, and I think that now is probably a better time for me to start doing the things that I wanted to do when I was younger but couldn't, because I was too young to be doing that kind of stuff. So, just remember how young y'all are, chat, and that now is actually the peak moment of opportunity for you. And just because you haven't been doing something since you were 10 years old doesn't mean you can't start doing it and be great at it. Especially if you have a vocation for it, especially if there's something inside you telling you to start doing it or try it, you can do that. So, that's all.